In a story here that hasn't been reported by mainstream media, if it was Tesla, I'm sure it would have been, Audi has recalled its most expensive electric vehicles due to risks with fire. Now, the reason is there has been a few electric Audi vehicles that have basically spontaneously combusted. To put it in a nice way, so to speak. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. Today, I went for a run at the park with my boys. We've just moved house and we live right now actually right near the beach, which is fantastic. We also live right near a big athletics track. I did a few laps of the oval as fast as I could and I am absolutely exhausted. So I apologize if I say anything that sounds a bit silly. But anyway, a fire safety risk has been identified in more than 200 new electric vehicles, with Audi recalling the model for urgent repairs. Now, this is here in Australia, where the Federal Transport Department has issued a recall for the Audi e-tron GT, which is very expensive. So the reason there's only 200, just over 200 of these being recalled, is only 200 have been sold here in Australia. Anyhow, the problem is the battery housing can somehow cause issues which lead to fires. The safety alert comes 1 week after Tesla experienced one of its biggest electric car recalls to date. But that was just, of course, a software update. Well, I'm sure you heard about that recall. Most people have, but most people haven't heard about these fire issues that Audi have been experiencing with the e-tron. Now, it hasn't just been the case here in Australia, but it has affected 222 vehicles sold in Australia in 2022 and 2023, according to the Driven.io. This involves the sealing around the vehicle's battery, which apparently can leak. Then it's possible that the electrolyte can leak out of the sealing. Electrolyte is very, very flammable, and of course, if that catches fire, then the car would just burn incredibly quickly. Due to a manufacturing issue, said Audi, the sealing of the high voltage battery housing may reduce over time, allowing moisture to enter. The moisture may potentially result in an electrical short circuit, increasing the risk of fire. Now, if there's an electrical short circuit battery pack, then it's obviously catastrophic because the electrolytes are very flammable. One of the big advantages of lithium iron phosphate batteries, and of course even more so with solid state batteries, is that they have much less flammable. With a solid state battery, there is no liquid electrolyte, which is obviously able to catch fire. Audi will contact owners to arrange repairs to the vehicle. That's in Australia. Now, I'm not sure about other countries, but of course, this is the same exact vehicle that has been sold in many other countries as well. I would assume if you have an Audi e-tron GT in particular, your vehicle will need to be fixed as well. Now, in terms of the United States, this actually did happen in the US. Strangely though, these vehicles were recalled 9 months ago in the United States, where about 3% of the vehicles were affected by this issue. They had short circuits, some of them had fires. For some reason, Audi waited 9 months in Australia. They continued selling them here in Australia, and now they're recalling them. Very strange. BMW has done similar things in China where it's had recalls on vehicles and it's waited many months before it actually stopped selling them. Mercedes did the same thing in China. Very strange. I mean, I would have thought if you know there's a potential fire risk with your car, you instantly recall it straight away. You don't wait. That's what Audi here have done, which I find a bit odd. Now, I understand putting off recalls for other issues, maybe like things where you think, oh, there's some sort of suspension failures and you think, or some kind of issue where you think, well, maybe that's not caused by us as a car company. But when it's caused by the battery pack potentially leaking, that's a different story. It's a whole lot of different danger element, in my opinion. What are your thoughts, guys? Despite widespread concerns over electric vehicle fires, the truth is that apparently there's only been 5 electric car fires in Australia. That is just insane, 5. And the truth is, guys, here, I say this all the time, it needs to be said again. Electric car fires are incredibly rare. They're much rarer than internal combustion engine fires. Even if we compare all internal combustion engine vehicles made in 2023 versus all EVs made in 2023, doesn't make any difference. That's what people who hate EVs say. Oh, you're just comparing data from gasoline-powered vehicles that are 10 years old, of course, they're more prone to fires if they're 10 years old. Not true. Even new vehicles, new EVs, are much less prone to fire than new internal combustion engine vehicles. Now, unfortunately, we see a lot of clickbait videos talking about EVs being prone to fires. We saw the boat, right? The big boat that had hundreds of vehicles on it, which burnt into the ocean, and all the fires, all the cars in that boat were burnt to the ground. And that was blamed on EVs. It wasn't actually an EV that caused it. The investigators looked at it, and they determined that it had nothing to do with an electric car. In fact, the fire was started in a completely different area of the ship. But clickbait sells. Now, in this case, the truth is, in my opinion, Audi should have done something about this when it did something in the United States, which was 9 months ago. We're talking the same cars here with the same problems. But anyway, at least they're doing something about it now. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching.